Hi brides, it's Angie with Bridal Boss. Today we're going to continue talking about listening skills for the bride and what that means for you when you're negotiating deals with vendors, when you're talking to your caterer, when you're talking even to the people that might be doing your makeup or your hair, what that really means. Remember on the last episode I said, you can get so excited that you forget some of the things that you wanted to ask, or you even might forget, what your vendor was telling you. And so when you leave, you go home, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot what they said. And you're kind of embarrassed because you don't want to, text them and say, hey, what was that you said, or email them. But listen, once again, I'm just going to say this one more time. It's okay to bring in your phone and hit record on some of those meetings that you have with your vendors, or to say, hey, you know what, is it okay if you can send me an email with some of the key points that we talked about today, so I can just have that on file to go back to and reference when I'm trying to think about different aspects and things of my wedding. That's okay to do that and to ask that, because once again, this is your big day. This is an important day, and hopefully this only happens once in your life. This is a one-time event. Anyway, today we are going to talk about critical thinking skills and listening, and really thinking about some of the things that you're saying, and then really being confident in some of your decisions that you make. Now, when you're planning a wedding, obviously this is for you, this is your big day, but there are other people involved. There is your fiance, obviously, that's going to be there with you at the altar. There's your mother, there's your mother-in-law, there are sisters, brothers, family members, best friends that are all intricate and important parts of your wedding. But guess what? Just like belly buttons, they all have an opinion. We all have one. And so they're going to let you know what they think you should do for your big day. And it's good to know up front and communicate with them that, look, this is what I want. I know you want this. I know this is important to you, Mom. I know this might be important to you, sister or brother, that this happens or this happens in my wedding. But you know what? This is my big day, and this is what I want. And those things may or may not come up, but just know ahead of the time it's okay for you to pick what you want for your wedding, and to know that there's going to be a lot of different opinions. It's going to be stressful. There might be arguments. There might be feelings that are hurt. But you know what? That's just comes with the territory. Some people might get their feelings hurt, but this is your big day, and we want to do what you want to do. So when you're going in and talking to vendors, and you might bring, best friend along with you, and she has an opinion, sometimes it's so easy to get so caught up in the motion of looking at, let's say, wedding dresses and saying, you know what, I want having a perfect vision of what you want, and your best friend says, oh, but look at this one, and oh, I think this looks pretty on you, that one doesn't look so good on you, and you get so wrapped up into that opinion that you end up going with something that maybe you never even planned on doing in the first place, and you get home and you have those regrets. Look, let's deal with that ahead of time. And just like I said in one of my other episodes, pray. Ask God to help give you peace in your situation. Ask for guidance before you go into these situations. You know what? That presence that He gives, it's just so much peace for me. When I was going in, I had a whole idea of what I wanted for my wedding. And there's so many aspects and things that He worked out for me ahead of time that I didn't even have to stress over. And when I went to go look at my dress, I was just looking. I wasn't even planning on buying that day. I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm gonna see at some of these designer stores, maybe what they have on hand. And I ended up picking a dress that was exactly the style, the color, and the price that I wanted. And had I, gone out of turn and just kind of freaked out about that and brought a lot of people in and gotten their opinions, it might have changed the way that played out. And I'm not saying you can't bring your friends with you and they can help you with that, but I know that changes a lot of the decisions that you make based on who you bring with you. And so when you're at those places, you're talking to the vendors, it's good to have that plan ahead of time so you don't get knocked off of what your plan is, and you don't have other people giving you their opinions on, let's do this. I know I've had so many friends and other people I know that went into their wedding and they were so stressed out because they're like, I'm trying to make my mom happy. I'm trying to make this person happy. I don't even know where to seat them. You know, the seating arrangement was such a big deal because they were worried about this person sitting with this person or this person sitting with this person. You know what? Pray about it. Ask God for his guidance. Ask him to show you, what am I supposed to do? He's going to tell you. He's going to give you direction. He's going to show you what to do in that situation. Don't make hasty decisions in the beginning and start doing stuff before you have a peace about it. And you know what? As it gets closer and closer to that time and you don't know what you're supposed to do, just start with the easiest things first. Take those simple tasks first of, you know what? John and Mary can't sit together. So, you know what? I'm just going to set John here, I'm going to set Mary here, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to have an awesome day with my wedding. So that all comes back to that communication, listening skills, making sure that you're really taking each thing carefully and that you're writing out those questions. So once again, I'm just going to keep saying this. Write out those questions ahead of time. Write out those expectations. It's like a vision. You know, what is your vision for your wedding? How much are you going to spend? How's that all going to fall in? And then when you start meeting with those vendors one by one, go in with a recorder, piece of paper, something to record everything down, and listen. Let them know you're listening. Let them know you care. Ask, you know, what's going on in their life. Show concern for who they are as a person and for their business and what's going on, especially right now in our environment and our world and what's happening. We need to show that we care for one another and that we're in this together. This is a team event. This is something that you're planning out, but you do need these people to help you make it happen and make it special for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bridal Boss.